GrokTALK. GrokTALk.
New Hampshire is famous for scenic drives, but they're tough to enjoy when you're on your way to the doctor. Because Obamacare limits your choices, some will have to drive more than an hour to see a doctor. What's health insurance worth if care isn't there when you need it? Jean Shaheen voted for Obamacare, putting your doctors and hospitals further out of reach. Tell Senator Shaheen Obamacare is not working for New Hampshire.
3, 2, 1.
We'd like to welcome you to another edition of GrokTALK, brought to you by New Hampshire's leading conservative blog site, GrokTALK.com. We are your feared, extremist, right-wing, hard-charging, gun-toting, opinionated, outspoken, rabble-rousing, letter-writing, radio, microphone stomping conservatives and rational libertarians. So get ready for more news and opinion you could only get from GrokTALK.com.
GrokTALK.
Hey there, we are back. Welcome to GrokTALK, brought to you by GrokTALK.com and the Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers, as we do at the bottom of every hour, the bottom of this hour at least. Remind you to go to GrokTALK.com, see what we do there, read the blogs, check out the videos, listen to the podcasts present and past, and please go to cnht.org to see what they do and how they help local communities. Lots of news about voter fraud, things of that nature, and make a donation, help them out, help them finance what they do to help you. Also like to remind you that we are on Spreaker, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. Go there, check us out, give us a listen.
And especially go to iHeartRadio right now because...
iHeartRadio, because we tend to focus a lot more on some of the other places where we have a lot of listeners, and we don't have as many there.
All of these sites have their advantages, so if you've not listened to us or downloaded our podcast before, check out iHeartRadio.
Just go to GrokTALK.com, click on the iHeart icon or any iHeartRadio link, and go listen to a couple of podcast episodes so we can keep that venue available to us, because we'd like to do that. We are also on YouTube, where we've gotten over 1 million hits on videos now, so we're like a YouTube hero. Yay, YouTube hero. Okay. And then later on in the program, Christine Ivinjack, I have to keep saying her name so I don't get it wrong when she's here, and Guy Comtois will be joining us. But right now on the phone we have a candidate for County Commissioner in Belknap County, David DeVoy. Welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you for having me, Granite Grok.
Thank you. Oh, well, it's great. We love guests, and this is great because we never really get candidates for county commissioner on. We get executive council, federal races, lots of local races, but this is an area that people really don't pay a lot of attention to, I don't think.
No, they don't. A lot of people don't really know what the county commissioner does, and it's very important. And one of the areas is the county jail, county courthouse, sheriff's department, the nursing home, the registry of deeds. And we help a whole host of community organizations. But Belknap County is in a lot of turmoil right now, and we definitely need some change at the top, and I believe I'm the guy to do it.
Hey, Dave, this is Jane Cormier. How you doing?
Good.
Listen, having been on the delegation in Belknap, I know a lot of people are concerned about the jail that's coming up, and all of the real contentious, delegation meetings that we've had while I was sitting in the chair. That's going to be a real problem for Belknap County, a huge tax issue. So talk to our listeners a little bit about the jail situation in Belknap County.
Well, I'm very concerned about the jail too, and I want to protect Laconia's tax cap. I went to visit the city council and told them the same thing, but I've made 2 visits to the jail, and I believe the jail can be reworked and expanded. What I like is the Sullivan County model. Richie Green proposed a $45 million jail for them. They had a similar situation, but the people of Sullivan County pushed back, and they decided to take their existing jail, make upgrades to it, and then put an addition onto it, and it cost them only $7 million.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference between $45 and $7 million. And also, they reduced the recidivism from 88% down to 18%.
Wow.
So, we don't have to spend a lot of money. People think you have to throw millions and millions of dollars at a problem. One of the things that I want to do, and the $7 million is the high limit that I want to go, is, we have a lot of people in jail and more than we've ever had before, and it's because of policies, not an increase in crime rate. Crime is at an all-time low in the last 40 years. And what I want to institute, and I believe I have support from Dick Burchell, is a bracelet program. I know that the delegation approved the bracelet program to hire up to 2 people, but the county commissioners have refused to implement it.
And why is that? Why do you think that they have refused to do that?
Because I think it would immediately drop the prison population, and their argument about needing a new jail would be finished.
Yeah.
And what's happened is I've done a lot of speaking on this subject on talk radio too, and we have a problem in Belknap County where if you go to court, you have a 48% chance or 47% chance of going to jail, but any other county in the state is like 27%. So you're almost twice as likely to go to jail. And the report said that Belknap County excessively uses jail. And so what I want to do is, obviously people that are very dangerous, awaiting trials, some of these people are people that don't deserve it. I don't want them on a bracelet, but Dan Ward, who runs the jail, actually, he'd be the one that would make the final determination who could go on a bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
People that could go on the bracelet are people that, let's say they have a 9-month term and they've served 6 months. With good behavior, you can say, okay, I'll put you on a bracelet. Mm-hmm. You can go home for the last 3 months. We don't have to feed these people. We don't have to provide medical care. And it gives them a chance to prove themselves.
You know, the irony here is that was such a common sense thing to do. The delegation was for that. We voted for that. And yet, when it came time to implement it, it was just crickets. And it is common sense. This is what we're missing. And in county government especially, the folks do not know how important county government is to them on the local level. You're running for what district, Dave? Are you there?
Yeah,
sorry, I stood you down. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What district are you running for?
I'm District 1, Laconia, Amberton, New Hampshire.
Great. So District 1 people that are listening here, you should be running to Dave DeVoy's site. I think it's davedevoy.com?
Correct.
And see how you can help him, whether it's holding a sign, whether it's a donation. Get out and help, because your county commissioner is your defense against really, really high tax increases and in common sense solutions to local issues. We do not want to have county commissioners in there that think that growing government and higher taxes are the way to solve these local issues.
All right, so
Jane,
I'm sorry,
I
go
agree,
ahead.
Jane.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I agree. As a small business owner for 25 plus years, I mean, we can't cut anymore. There's nothing to cut. The economy's very tough. Our taxes keep on going up. So I have a vested interest. I know a lot of people that are struggling, and we need to be smarter about government.
Right.
We need to relook at what programs we have. If they're not working, then why are we still doing them?
Correct.
The other thing I want to institute is a work crew program. A lot of people that are in the county jail have a technical violation. They didn't commit a new crime, but they did something that was against their probation or parole. And the judge has nothing better. You only can send them to jail because that's all we have. But a lot of communities or counties have offered a work crew program where you send them to the jail. They show up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and there's a van there waiting for them. Mm-hmm. And they get on that van, and they go do projects around the community or throughout the county. It could be clearing trails at Gunstock Mountain. They bring them back home at 5 o'clock at night. They get to go back home to their family.
Good.
And they can do that for a period of time. And if they're successful, then they're released from that program. But once again, we don't have to house them, have to feed them. But if they don't come and don't show up at 8 o'clock in the morning to clear a trail, guess what? Mm-hmm. They're in the jail. Yep. But these are all things that we can do to mitigate the jail population. It costs us $87.50 a day to house a prisoner. And the other thing that we need to be aware of is that the bracelet really costs us nothing. Because what happens is it costs the county $10.50, mm-hmm. but we make the inmate pay $12.50, so we make $2 in the transaction.
Wowie zowie, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really a win-win, and we need to help people get them to move on with their lives. And so what I really want to do, and when I get in there, is fix the HVAC. Make some other maintenance changes, implement the bracelet program, implement the work crew program, and just see what the population's like, and then have a discussion what's the next step?
So,
And,
Dave,
That's really some original thinking. And by the way, I found a picture off your website and put it up for the live
Thank
stream.
you.
jeez. Dave, who are you running against?
His name is Dave Pollock, and he works at the community college in the psychology department.
Ah, okay. Has he ever done anything like this before?
No, he's never run for office before.
Okay, so you have, 25 years small business experience, correct?
Correct. And then I'm also an Army veteran. I have 30 years of military service. I just retired from the Army Reserve in 2013.
Oh.
So I look at military service as community service. I'm like, what's the next step I can do in my life to help out my community? So I decided to get involved with the county and get spending under control.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always have a lot of time for veterans for any kind of position, whether it's me hiring in high tech or whether it's looking at people for higher office, because they've already shown themselves willing to put themselves on the line for their country. But more than that, military folks are. Everybody thinks military folk are just cannon fodder, follow orders. It's not true. They're taught self-reliance, and if they're not taught self-reliance, they don't last very long.
Mm-hmm.
And discipline.
And discipline and self-discipline. And for those reasons, I'm always sympathetic to
firearms training,
ex-military people for any kind of position. So I salute you, sir. And back to Jane.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. I mean, I having been from Belknap and sitting on that delegation, I can tell you that there were painful moments in those county meetings, truly painful moments. And it will be a welcome thing, I'm sure, to most of the people in Belknap to have thoughtful and, professional people sitting in those seats rather than leftist ideologues who seek to just grow government at a ridiculous pace. I wish you all the best. I hope that you kick some serious butt in that race because, we need you in that seat.
Jane, I want to say something else if I can. As you know, there's been a lot of lawsuits going back and forth, and one of the first things I'm going to do if I'm elected county commissioner is make a motion to end all the lawsuits.
Good.
I mean, as county commissioner, I respect the delegation's role to appropriate money. I understand that. And I wouldn't care if they cut my transfer limits from the $300 now to $1. It doesn't matter to me because when you give me the money, I'll budget it, and then if I'm running short on money in line items 2 or 3 months in advance, I will make that request.
Mm-hmm.
I won't make it into a big crisis for political means.
Right.
Because that's what's going on right now. It's a circus, and they're doing it for political means, and there's a lot of discussion about the health insurance accounts. Some are overfunded, some are underfunded, and they're making this big problem. And the bottom line is come Monday night, I'm pretty sure everything will be moved around and everything will be fine. But in the meantime, they're promoting fear.
Sure.
And chaos.
Well, they like circus. They like circus.
Right.
I mean, we even have a Republican sitting there, Dennis Fields from Sanborn, who has been the major clown in the whole delegation. I mean, I hope Dennis Fields loses his election because you know what? He is so unprofessional. He does not serve the citizens of Sanborn with regard to taxes in any way. But certainly, what you're saying about the ability for the progressives on the delegation to use law and lawsuits as a way to fearmonger their cause to grow government is shameful. It's just shameful.
Dave, you there? I think we lost Dave.
Oh, did we?
Why don't you do...
Okay, we'll go take a break, and Michael will call Dave back, and we'll find out what happened. Stay tuned.
This is a coalition of New Hampshire taxpayers. We're located at 8 North Main in Concord, New Hampshire. This is a repository for all things conservative and municipal. So if you have a problem in your town, your school, your budget committee, the right to know law, and now the top of our list is voter fraud. You have a tip for us, some information for us, you want to join or help us out, cnht.org.
Hi, this is Rich Gerard, host of Gerard at Large in the Morning, the Manchester area's only locally owned, locally operated, focused, and interested, riveting radio show heard live every Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on 90.7 FM WLMW, New Hampshire Family Radio, and available 24/7 live or archived at GerardAtLarge.com. Be sure to tune in.
All right, we got Dave back. Hey, Dave.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm driving a 993. My daughter's a figure skater. I'm trying to get her to a practice. And around Ashland, we lost the phone call.